How to control the senses, like we will talk about that later. But why this sense control is so important, we will try to understand with one very nice pastime of Jaimini Rishi and Vedvyas. Okay, so Jaimini Rishi was actually staying in the ashram of Srila Vedvyas, and Vedvyas, he himself is considered as an incarnation of Sri Krishna. Okay, and he has given us all the Vedas and all the Puranas, Upanishads, and everything. And needless to say, he was a great sage. And one day he was actually talking to Gemini Rishi, and they were kind of debating on a topic. Okay, and Vedvyas was saying that even if a person, knows, understands what is right and what is wrong, even if they know the moral principles, but still, if the senses are not controlled, then this whole, knowledge and all the morality goes for a toss. But Gemini Rishi says, no, it's how can this be possible? I know, like if what is right and what is wrong, I just know. Then how can I, do something wrong? Okay. So this kind of debate was going on, but Vedvyas was adamant. No, until and unless our senses are controlled, it's very difficult to only with plain knowledge we simply cannot control our actions or our activities. Okay, even if we have all the knowledge in the world, even if we know what is right and what is wrong, we will simply fall prey to the tricks of the mind, and we will end up doing something abominable. Okay. But Gemini Rishi was not agreeing to this fact. That he said that okay, that might be your thought, Ved Vyasji, but I think a little differently. That if I know what is right and what is wrong, if I have the moral values, then there is no chance for me to, commit any act which is sinful, okay, or which is against the scriptural injunctions. So, but this debate actually ended, without any conclusion. So it was okay, so आया गया बात हो गया ऐसा. So after a few months, what happened, Chaturmas came in, and it was the month of July, and during the Chaturmas, Ved Vyas actually used to go to some pilgrimage. Okay, और तीर्थ यात्रा पर चले जाते थे. So he said to Gemini Rishi that okay, Gemini Rishi, I'm just leaving for the Tirth Yatra, I'm leaving for the pilgrimage. So this ashram is entirely up to you, and you are the only person staying here. So please take care of yourself, and yes, just be careful. Okay, because it was a forest, and there were so many other things, and it was also rainy season at that time. Okay, so things can be a little difficult, once people are staying in a forest in an ashram like that. So Gemini Rishi said, no, no, okay, don't worry about me. I know everything. Okay, I know what is right and what is wrong. So it's okay. I will be just fine. You can proceed. So Ved Vyas, went on the pilgrimage. Gemini Rishi was left behind. So he had this very nice, routine of every day. He used to wake up in the Brahma Muhurta. That's generally what sages do. Okay, he had his own prayers and everything. And during the daytime, he used to take care of the ashram. He used to go to the forest to collect some woods, and then he would come back, and he had this basically daily routine all set, and things were going very nicely for first few days. And slowly what happened, that July passed, August came in, and it was a rainy season. Okay, so the weather was very unpredictable. People, you will never know when it will rain, especially in India. Okay, when it's most of the time it's raining only. Okay, in July, August. So one day, Gemini Rishi went to the forest to collect some woods, and started raining there. So he took a shelter somewhere under beneath a huge tree, and on the opposite side there was another tree, and he found that one young girl was sitting beneath the tree. Okay, she was at the peak of her youth, maybe 18 or between 18 and 21 years or of age, and she was just sitting alone, and she was all wet in the rain, and thoroughly drenched, and somehow she was able to protect herself, trying to protect herself, by sitting under a tree. So Gemini Rishi immediately went up to her, and just looked at her conditions. She was thoroughly drenched from top to bottom, and she was shivering because and it was also getting dark. So it was a very precarious situation for that lady. So Gemini Rishi actually took pity on her, and he said that, okay, you don't be afraid. Like I'm here, my ashram is nearby, so you can come to my ashram and you can stay there, and then maybe next day or whenever you want, you can leave. Not a problem. So that lady was very thankful to Gemini Rishi, and she said, okay, thank you so much. So Rishi actually took her to the ashram and gave her dry clothes to wear, and you know, accompanied him to one of the kutia which was there, and uh, just showed her the room, and he told her that, okay, now what you do, you can just sit there, I'll send some food in some time. After having the food, you just shut the door, okay? Even if I tell you to open the door, you don't open it, okay? So girl was very pleased, and she was, like, she went inside, and Gemini Rishi also came to his room, okay, and took out a book and he started reading it, a scriptural book, obviously, Vedic literature. As soon as he started reading, what happened that his mind started playing tricks on him. He was not able to, like, he was actually thinking about that young girl, okay, young lady. Okay, he was not able to forget her, feminine gestures, her sweet voice, and all those things. And in his head, he was thinking, no, this is wrong. I should not be doing this. I'm a sannyasi, and like all those things were going on. And then, but there was a constant, duel going on between, like inside his head, actually. Okay, a part of him was saying, okay, it's okay, like you can go, you can have the association of that lady. But at the same time, the other part was saying that no, this is wrong, completely wrong. You are a rishi, you are a, sannyasi, a renounced person. So how can you even think of that? सही है गलत है सही है गलत है सही गलत like that, this was going on in the head. And then finally Gemini Rishi shut that book. Okay, bas, that's enough. Now I just cannot stay away from that lady. I have to go and I have to associate with her. Okay, so thinking that, he went to her room, he knocked on the door, and the lady said, yes, who is it? So Gemini Rishi said that, it's me, please open the door. So the lady said, no, I will not open it, because you only told some time back that even if I ask you to open the door, you should not be opening it. So Gemini Rishi said that, okay, that was my previous instruction. So this is my new instruction. You open the door, and that this new instruction actually supersedes the previous one. Okay. So, but still, the lady was not convinced, and she didn't open the door. Now, Gemini Rishi was so desperate that he climbed on the roof of that kutia, or the hut where the lady was, like, uh, staying. He removed the, thatches from the roof, and the section of the roof he just removed and jumped from the roof into the kutia. And just he was standing in front of the lady and said that, come to me. Lady was completely, she was so afraid that, she said that, what kind of a person you are? You just portray yourself to be a sage, but just look, what are you doing? I'm not going to come to you at any cost. And what did she do? She simply turned, opened the door, and ran in the forest. Gemini Rishi ran after her. Okay. After chasing her for some time, he got close, and then he got hold of her hand and just pulled her, towards himself, and then embraced her. As soon as he did that, that girl or that lady, he turned into Vedvyas. And then Vedvyas asked, "What, Gemini Rishi? What were you about to do now? Had I not, I revealed my identity to you, I don't know what would have happened in the next few minutes." Gemini Rishi was so ashamed and so, what to say, embarrassed of his behavior, that he fell on the feet of the Vedvyas, fell on the feet of Vedvyas, actually. Okay. And then he actually, acknowledged that, yes, Vedvyas was actually right. Okay. Even if we have all the knowledge of the moralities and, what is right and what is wrong, if our senses are not controlled, then it's very, very difficult, to stop us from committing something which is abominable. Okay. So it's not just about the knowledge, that we have. It's very important to control the senses, and that is what, Krishna is saying here. That, and how can we control these senses? Just by following the four regulative principles and by performing the devotional service unto Krishna. Okay, if we are not doing this, then no matter how much scriptures we can read, no matter how much lectures we listen on morality and moral behavior, on human behavior, trust me, it's not going to work. It doesn't work that way. Okay, when Maya tests us, then all the morality goes for a toss. Okay, even if you know that something is wrong, we end up committing that action or that deed. Okay,